Smoke until the stupid state, stay until it's late. Sweet like chocolate cake, tart just like the shit I roll off paper plates. Search for sweet escape.
Hello everybody on Cars and Bids. It's the Auction Dog coming back to you with another listing. And this one's quite the doozy, honestly. This is a beautiful, beautiful car that I'm presenting to you guys, and I'm honestly happy to be bringing it to you. So, what we're looking at here is a 1992 BMW 325i convertible. It's finished in brilliant rot over a natural tan leather interior, and it's a nice survivor car. It really is. 98,000 miles. It is automatic, but it's got the 2.5 liter and it runs flawlessly. It's just a beautiful car all around. So what we're gonna do is do a quick little walk around outside, show you guys all the flaws, everything beautiful with it, and then we'll go inside and then I'll show you how the top works and we'll start it up and go for a little ride. So I'm gonna do a quick walk around here, and as you can see, the car has been repainted at least once in its life. I have documentation from it. I can't remember exactly which year it is, but we'll cover that when we go and look at all the documents for the car. As you can see, it's very, very complete. Everything's in great shape. Everything's there. No missing parts, pieces, issues, nothing. All the wheels look pretty good. It's kind of hard to get some of that brake dust off in the corners of the wheels, but overall, we're looking pretty good. So, the one flaw, let's go from here. The back bump, or the exhaust has been replaced by the previous owner, and she put a 318 exhaust on it, not the 325, so it doesn't have the dual tips. That's only a single tip, 318 exhaust. I don't know why she did that. I think it was a price difference on doing that, but so it works. But if you are a purist, that's not necessarily correct. The only bit of rust on the entire car is right here, and you can see here. Let me get a little closer with the camera here. You can see it. That's the only bit of rust on the whole car right there. Other than that, all of your jacking points are good. Maybe there's a little right there too on that jack point, but the point itself is good. No issues there, and that might just honestly be in the weather coating that's on there. That jack point looks really good. No rust there. No rust in any of these corners. Everything looks really good there. Let's see, no rust over here. The air dam there, no rust down here. You got your jack points, they look good here. And this jack point looks really good here. A little bit of bubbling, but nothing crazy. And then over here, that all looks really good as well. So, that leads me into the next flaw, exterior wise. This is a bunch of cracks in the rear bumper here. I think this was hit at one point, or like she backed into something, because the previous owner was an 80-year-old lady. Somebody glued it back together for her. I've tried really hard to find a new rear bumper for this car, and I actually did order one, and when it came in multiple pieces, and I haven't been able to find one locally. So rather than wait around and try to do that, I'd figure I'd present it and let you guys know that that's there, and maybe one of you have access to a new bumper. But I spent a bunch of money on one, came in multiple pieces, massive issue, yeah, so on and so forth. You know how that goes. So the only paint flaw that I've found with the whole car is a little bit of bubbling on the hood here, and I don't know if it's going to come through on the camera, but right here there's like 20 little tiny bubbles there. It's not, you can't really see it from afar. You wouldn't, if you just know it's there, you know. The tires are old. They're 2012 date code. They aren't terrible, but there's some cracking on some of them, and they probably should be replaced if you plan on daily driving it or having or using it daily, you know. So, like I said, the exterior of the car, that's pretty much it for all the flaws that come along with that. It really is a beautiful car overall. Shows very, very well, and you'd be hard pressed to find another one that's this nice. And I really like the brilliant rock color. It's brighter and it's nicer than a Zenobia, or the Zenorot, I believe it's called. Like the really common red. It's a little deeper and darker. This one's really electric. It looks really nice from afar. And the car shows really well. All the plastics we did recondition, but they are in great shape. They all look beautiful. All the lights work. Everything works. And so let's go ahead and move on the inside here. Actually, let's pop the hood. Let's look at that. So, under the hood is very stock. Everything is complete in here. Everything is as it should be. Stock airbox. It does have a cracked fuse box cover. Again, I haven't been able to find a part out car local to me, so I was gonna grab one of those. Not that major for me, but some of you may want that replaced. And the hood strut over there is a little bit soft. You can see it wants to go in the wind, but when it's not too windy, it wants to stay up, so it's not that big of a deal. But other than that, everything in the engine bay is tidy, clean, factory, and as it should be. So you got your BMW Brilliant rot there. And I went around and all the VIN tags that I can find match. That one on that fender over there has been painted over. This one's correct. The trunk matches, doors match, and I can't find one on the hood, but this car has never been in an accident. It's a no accident car, so that leads me to believe that this one's been right, but it's been painted over it, kind of like that one, because the car was repainted, like I said. So valve cover's a little dirty. I've sprayed it off, cleaned it with some brake cleaner and stuff. Came pretty clean, but could have a better detail done to it. Not too bad though. The only thing that we had to do, that I've done personally to this car, was I ordered brand new seat leathers from a company called L Seat, and then we installed them ourselves, and they came out really, really good. Honestly, I had a buddy of mine that helps me out with that used to work in an interior shop, and we did the whole thing, pulled it all apart, restuffed all the leather, made it all look beautiful, and the car is phenomenal, honestly. The seats look fantastic. There's the driver's seat. They were smoked before. They were totaled, completely wasted. You know, the leather just had gone out all to hell, and since new. So the dash is quite nice for what it is, but it does have some cracks. There's one there, one here, one over there, one on top of the bezel there, or the cluster, one over here, some in the corner. So there is some cracking. It ain't perfect, but it shows really well, and it's acceptable for me. Some of you may not think so, but it's acceptable for me. I've seen them 10 times worse than that, and as long as you keep conditioning it, they probably won't get any worse. And yeah, that's up to you guys, whoever decides to purchase the car. You can see in here, everything's beautiful. It's all here. Everything is here. I have all of the instruction books for the car, and we'll go through all that stuff later when I get back to the house. So the door panel does have a little bit of staining I was unable to get out here for some reason. I tried a bunch of different chemicals on that to get that out. Some of you may know the key to get this stuff out. I couldn't, so I just tried to leave it. I didn't want to deteriorate this plastic or this piece too much. So the seats do work flawlessly. Everything works perfectly. The adjuster here brings them out nicely. Everything works. All the adjustments work. You can get into the back there, and all that stuff's nice. It's quite a nice car. It really, really is. And honestly, I have a ton of fun driving this thing around. Just hitting the beach with it. It really is. It really is the perfect Sunday car. So, what else could be important for you guys? These little clips inside of here are broken, so these doors don't stay down. It never really bothered me, and actually these pieces are quite expensive, and I was going to try to find them on another part out car. Haven't had so much luck, but that's another thing that I would probably address if I were to keep the car. And let's go into the trunk here. Trunk's nice. Everything's good in here. That is an aftermarket Sony, like multi-disc player. I've never gotten it to work. The radio does not work. Glad that reminded me of that. The radio does not work. I don't know what's wrong with the head unit. I think it's a really common problem for these things to fail and quit working. All right, had to take a second to find my keys there. There's 2 keys that come with the car. Perfect. So, as you can see, no lights, no nothing. Just blinks the check control when it comes up initially for the SRS up here, but then all that shuts off when it goes off. But there's no issues up here. No problems. Oh, there you go. That does work. All that stuff's complete. The AC controls do come on. I could get a thermostat and put it in here just so you guys can see what temperature we're putting out at, but the AC does work. So let's go ahead and put the top up now, because this is some good stuff and I want to show you guys what we're working with here. So the top works flawlessly, which is quite uncommon for an E30, you know. So I want to show you something while it's open here, and you may not be able to see it very well, but it's a very common flaw for the E30 where there's a pivot point inside of here, and it's kind of up under the side. This arm rides on it, and it will snap off of the actual gear case, and that happened to this car. But there's a company in I want to say in can't remember what European country it is, but they sell, they're called SNU parts. They sell this plate that goes under here, and it actually replaces that part. So that's been done, and you'll never have that issue again. This thing will work flawlessly for years and years to come. And so that's quite a nice benefit actually that does that. Let me see here. So let's finish the closing process. Cool. And then obviously pull it down and latch it. All 4 windows do work perfectly. This door panel is actually quite clean. It didn't have any of the staining that the other one did. And I don't know why that is, but it is what it is, you know? So as the car's been sitting here running for a while. It doesn't overheat, no issues. It drives perfectly. I've taken this thing on multiple road trips over 100 miles, and it runs flawlessly the whole time. We'll take it around on Sundays and just go hang out, you know, go to a couple breweries, go to the beach, have a great time in it, and it never leaves me stranded. Never had an issue with it. And it did have a timing belt in 2019, and I can show you guys documentation for that one as well. So let's go ahead and take a ride. Go ahead and take a little cruise down the road here. Oh. Wow. So the headlights do work. So there's your indicator. Huh. Weird. So I'm an idiot. I thought that was the indicator, but obviously the indicator's here for the headlights. So those work. Turn signals all work. Horn works. Everything's perfect. So, like I said, the AC does work really well. Actually, it gets quite cold in here. I do think it's been converted, and so obviously it doesn't get as cold as some R12 does. But oh, actually, you know what? I gotta put my plate back on the car. It's off the car. Give me 1 second. All right, license plate is on the car. Windshield wipers work. The cruise control works. The car is surprisingly complete for what it is. You know what I'm saying? That every time I've ever been in an E30, they're never this nice. So, you are missing some of the horsehair in here. I don't know exactly what material that is, but it is missing some up there. Not terrible. Let's go for a little cruise. A beautiful day down here in Florida. I don't know what it's like everywhere else right now, but it's like 75 degrees, absolutely gorgeous outside, not a cloud in the sky. A couple clouds in the sky, but you get the drift. I don't know exactly when the shocks and struts were replaced, but they have been replaced. And we'll go through all of the service records that I have for the car, because it's quite extensive actually. I have a lot of stuff for this thing. But we're gonna take it out on this main road over here and get up to speed. And I'll show you how she does. on factory springs and struts and everything. We're gonna get pulled over around here. It's 40. We're down in Mexico now. Just kidding. So the car's the perfect daily, honestly. It's comfortable. It doesn't smell like smoke. It's a beautiful car. It's never been smoked in. Anybody who decides to purchase this thing can buy with confidence and know that you're getting a really, really nice piece of history. Honestly, these things are done. They'll never be cheaper than they are now. Same thing with a lot of cars, a lot of collectors' cars that we all know and love so much. You know. I'm gonna turn around. Can't go as fast as we did on the way here. It's a double line. But I would get in this thing. I wouldn't hesitate to drive this car all day long, honestly. It just doesn't have any issues. It's insane, honestly. Every E30 that I've ever been in is missing something, you know? They're always incomplete somehow, some way. They're always just not in the greatest of shape. They've been owned by kids. This is a 2-owner car. The previous owner had it for almost 20 years, and she bought it like, I don't want to say in like 2000 or 1999. She bought it nearly new. Look at that i8 over there. But just know that if you were to purchase this thing, you're gonna have a fantastic time with it. You really will, and it's gonna be, you know, it will never leave you, never give you, it will give you issues, obviously, but you'll have a fantastic time with it. Shifts perfectly. Even under load. You know, when you're really getting into it, she shifts really good. Turns really, really nicely. And I've had this thing all the way up to 90 miles an hour. It's perfect. It actually does well on the highway, which I was surprised with, honestly, initially. So, as you can see, you're getting a really, really nice time capsule. A nice piece of European history. And you can buy with confidence and know that this thing will treat you really well. So, thank you very much, Cars and Bits. Okay, so we're back over here at my house. And I wanted to just show you guys something quickly. This is my E36 M3. That's my 5 Series Touring out there. So, and I've owned like literally 30 of these cars. I love BMWs. I really do. I'm a BMW guy through and through. I will never sell this E36. I know it's not in the best of condition right now, but it will be. And I will be buried in this thing. Not gonna, when I told my girlfriend, or my now fiance, if I ever pass away before you, this is my casket. You bury it in the ground, or we do something really cool with it, and that's mine forever. It's never going anywhere. I really have never seen a nicer E30. I really have not. I mean, they're out there. I've seen them in museums. I've seen them in collectors, like condition, you know, in collections of people who really, really love these cars. But just from the street, I've never seen a nicer one. It's perfect. It's nearly perfect. It's got its flaws. It is a driver at this point, but it's beautiful. and you can buy with confidence and know that you're getting a really fantastic car. So if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to drop comments down below. Please feel free to ask. You know, I'm here to answer questions constantly. I love doing this cars and bids thing because it is so much fun to bring this kind of stuff to you guys and show you what we're working with, and freaking just have fun and really bring these cars to market, because this car has been out of circulation for 20 something years. And when I picked it up, it needed a few things, but I was astounded by how nice it was. I really was. And I chased this lead down, chased this car, and I'm so happy that I got to bring it to you guys. So thank you very much.